Oregon tried to build its own version of Disneyland. And I'm not talking about Enchanted Forest, I'm actually talking about Pixieland, and it was honestly doomed from the start. Pixieland was an amusement park that spawned from a restaurant that had just gotten popular enough that they thought that they could make an amusement park, which is maybe one of the worst business strategies I've ever heard. Like, there were no licensed characters, there was no media tie-ins, it was just a successful restaurant called Pixie Kitchen that had enough extra capital laying around that they thought, like, what if we just made an amusement park next to the restaurant? And they even secured like a couple $1 million worth of funding to build the project, and they did bring people from Disneyland in, particularly in marketing and design, but it just never caught on. And even worse than just never catching on and being profitable, the land that they purchased to put Pixieland on was like a very important salmon spawning wetland. So not only was it a disastrous business strategy, it was an environmental disaster that destroyed a lot of important wetlands. In the 4 years that it ran, it never once returned a profit to its owners. And that's why they began to sell pieces of the park to other more successful amusement parks like Lagoon. Eventually, all of the buildings, all of the rides, and every sign that Pixieland had once existed was turned into an RV resort, then a trailer park, and then completely removed forever. And now all of this land is part of the state parks system and is slowly being turned back into that important and valuable salmon spawning wetlands that it should have been all along. So I guess the moral of the story is just because you had one good idea doesn't mean that you should spend all of your extra money doing something stupid.